I will bring you this breaking story on the World Press Briefing by the NLC, the Nigerian Labour Congress, and the TUC, the Trade Union Congress. And there you just watched the Deputy National Chairman of the TUC. I'm talking about Mr. Tommy Etim, talking about the alleged violation of the leader of the NLC, Mr. Joe Ajaero, in Imo State. Just to point out some of the key things he referenced. He talked about, the Imo State government saying the NLC president, Joe Ajaero, coming to Imo State is a violation of a court order. But questions were raised by him as to when was the court order given, who issued these court order, who received these court order. And if you recall clearly, this is the issue about the NLC president, like I mentioned, who was, allegedly brutalized and violated in Imo State. We've seen videos circulating about how he was beaten up, his face swollen, swellings on his face and injuries. And basically, this is a press conference in conjunction, with the TUC and NLC, of course, trying to address challenges of, the labor union in terms of carrying out the activities. We'll also bring you more updates on these as these events unfold. But then questions again arise as to who actually will have conflicting reports. The Imo State government is saying a thing. The NLC leader is saying a separate thing. Imo State government denying allegations that, it was a court injunction that the NLC leader should not be in Imo State. And then the NLC are raising questions. The TUC, of course, are raising questions as to when was these court orders served, what date do we have on this court order served, and then who received this court order in terms of the NLC leader, Joe Ajaero, not making a visit to Imo State. We'll bring you details of these and many more, and we'll try to rejoin that World Conference very soon, of course. Stay with us here at News Central Television. We have a correspondent live, Marvelous Obomanu. Marvelous, good afternoon.
For the information and for proper guidance of the press. Thank you very much.
Marvelous, good afternoon. Glad to have you join me.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, we just listened to the Deputy National. Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Marvelous. Just give us a sense as to how proceedings are going on there regarding the press conference being held by the NLC and the TUC.
Yeah.
Whether what level is agitating for the workers of Imo is right or not. Everything is captured here. So they are starting. All right,
just as you witness now, the NLC and of course the TUC just briefed the press on their official stand and position on what happened to the NLC president, Joe Ajaero, at Owerri, the Imo State capital, where allegedly the Imo State Police Command, with some other hoodlums, attacked the NLC president. Of course, you know that the Imo State Police Command had refuted that particular report, that they are not aware of what happened to the NLC president, that in fact, they had to, come to rescue the NLC from the mob that was going on. So at a press conference this afternoon, the deputy president of the NLC and of course the TUC all gave a press conference, notifying the world on their stand of what happened to their president at the Imo State. Of course, there are some other things they raised and some other recommendations they made, which I'll read out to you. Firstly, of course, they condemned the attack on the NLC president, and of course, they said that all the agreements between workers and Imo State government must be honored forthwith. And of course, they also said that the Inspector General of Police should quickly, as a matter of urgency, remove the Commissioner of Police in Imo State and redeploy him, that he is corrupt and he's also in tune with what is happening in Imo State, and of course he's doing the bidding of the Imo State governor, and therefore the Inspector General of Police should investigate him and of course post him out. Of course they said the special advisor to the governor, who is Chinasa Nwaneri, who was the person that led that particular attack, should be investigated and in fact arrested immediately. They also said that the court order making rounds that there should be no protest in Imo State, that it was not served on the NLC, and therefore they've not seen any court order preventing them from going ahead with that particular protest, which turned bad at Imo State. Of course, they also said that the Imo State governor should, as a matter of urgency, clear the backlog of gratuity they are holding the Imo State workers, which is up to 8 years now that the Imo State governor is owing workers 8 years gratuity, and that the governor should, as a matter of urgency, clear up those backlog. And then finally, of course, they said that the government has constantly been interfering with what is happening in the NLC in Imo State, and that the government should stop interfering both with the leadership of the NLC in Imo State, and of course the fact that the governor threatens workers in NLC in a way that the government should stop that. At the end of the day, they say that they are not going to take it again if such happens to their president or any worker in NLC again. Those are some of their issues, and those are some of their recommendations.